So, welcome back to another video on Thursday. I told you we videos on Thursday, every Thursday. So, hey, what's up, everybody? So, if you're new here, my name is Peter. I'm the Real Toronto Picker, and every Thursday, what I do is I give my tips and tricks on selling on eBay, a little bit of Amazon, what I find, what to look for, and things that will help you along your way. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hitting that notification bell, because every Thursday I'll make a video. Hit that like button and follow me. So let's get started. So here's some of my tips that I'm gonna give you. So if you're new to eBay and if you're new to selling online, I got a couple of tips and suggestions for you that you should do. So learn the market. So when I say learn the market, what does that mean? Okay, well, if you're gonna buy something, let's say you go to a Value Village or a garage sale, and you're gonna buy something, and you go there and you see something is worth, and let's say this Canon camera, for example, here, I bought this thing for $7.99. Now, I bought it not to sell it, but I bought it to use it on some of my videos. Now, you got to know the market. So if this thing here is selling for, you bought it for $7.99, you got to remember eBay, it's used. You can't really sell, well, most of the time you can't sell for market value. So you got to know your value of your item. So what I usually suggest is something like this Canon PowerShot. What I would do is before purchasing it, I would go on the eBay app and I would search the value of it. Now remember, when you're searching the value of something on eBay or Amazon, do your research. So go on Amazon, go on eBay, go on Google. I use something called Google Lens. So Google Lens is good if you can't find something, like if you had a whole list of toys and you were at a Value Village, a bag of toys of action figures, and you didn't know what they were, Google Lens is good. So now, know your value. Look up some prices. What's the average price that this camera here is selling, for example? So if you see it's selling for, someone's selling it for $300, but you got to look at the sold listings. Is it selling for $40? Is it selling for $20? And then you got to put your fees and everything on top. So know the value of what you're selling, okay? So that's one of my tips. Next tip I would give, if you're a new reseller or a new to selling on eBay, what do you look for? Well, look for what you're comfortable with. Like, what do you know? Do you know comic books? Do you know toys? Do you know video games? Sell what you know. And you know what? Maybe step outside that box and sell some stuff that you don't know, but do your research, okay? So, gotta remember, in the world, there's a lot of people that donate things and they have garage sales. There's so many items out there. There's so many things from video games to pots and pans to dishes to espresso cups to hats to cards to cups, electronics. There's so many things that you can start to source. Now, as a new seller, I would try to stay within the 50 to 100 range. You don't want to go too high. As a new seller, you got to be careful because you're just starting to learn how to sell on eBay, and the last thing you want to do is get scammed. And what does that mean by scammed? Well, if you sell something for $400 and you don't know what you should be doing so that you don't get scammed, you might lose that product completely. So for example, if you're shipping something, and in Canada, if you're not shipping tracked and you're trying to ship it regular mail because you're trying to save on postage, you got to be careful because some people will say they never received it. Now, not only have you lost the package, you lost the value of it, you lost the money of the shipping, and eBay is going to give them a full refund. Or Amazon's going to give them a full refund. And then you've lost all your profit. So you got to be careful. Okay? Try to improve your feedback score. So what does that mean? Well, that means when you're selling stuff, make sure it's packed really well. And make sure that you're packing stuff in bubble wrap. So if you're selling vintage electronics, for example, what I do is I take bubble wrap and I wrap that thing 3 or 4 times. I put it in my box. I put packing peanuts, and then I wrap it up some more, and I make sure that that thing goes to them and will not get damaged. Okay, and you got to make sure that your feedback is very important when it comes to eBay. So, right, put a thank you card in there, thanking them for their business. Okay, improve your feedback. So you got to try to get as many reviews as you can. The more reviews you get, the better it is. Okay, understanding your selling limits. We went over some of that already. Make sure that if you're new, it's best to avoid, high risk scammed items like, like autographed items or vintage stuff or cell phones, stuff like that you're unsure that you may get scammed on. So start slow. So when I first started, I started off on, video games and stuff like that, because I knew video games, and I knew that if I could sell, a $30 video game or a $100 video game, I would make a profit. And another tip I would give you, especially when you're shipping, if it's a value of over 100, pay for that extra insurance. So Canada Post gives you up to $100 in insurance. So if it gets lost or damaged, they'll pay you the $100. So if an item you think you want to get into that game and you want to sell more than $100 and you're feeling like, I can do it, then you know what? I say if you think you can do it, you put your mind to it, you think you can do it, then go ahead. But I would suggest that you get insurance. Pay that extra insurance. So if it's a $300 item and you got to pay $2-3 and you got to eat that cost, but at least you're secure and you're knowing that if that item gets damaged or lost by Canada Post will pay you that whole item, that insurance. So if the item's worth $400 and you paid for $400 insurance, you're going to get that money back. Okay? Get the right supplies. So if you're taking pictures, make sure you have a good picture taking area. Make sure you have good lighting. You're taking really good pictures. You can get a camera like this one here to take pictures that has an SD card. You can pull that SD card out, put it in your computer, or you can do what I do. I use my cell phone and then I delete some of the pictures. I throw them on my computer and I have so many pictures, or I just use the eBay app. That's what I do. So I'll take a picture of items after items after items. Okay, and instead of taking an SD card and putting it in my laptop, what I do is I take my phone, I go to the eBay app, I create my listing on the laptop, because just so you know, it's easier to create it on the laptop than it is on the phone. I create the listing, and then what I do is I save it as a draft, and I go to my phone, I add the pictures, then I go back to my laptop, and then I finish my listing. I know it's a little bit of a tedious situation or tedious steps that I do, but I find it easier for me to do that. If you find that you can do an SD card, that's good for you. Okay? Choose the right type of listing. So between auction and buy it now. So auction, I would stick to auction where it's a vintage item that you're going to get a lot of money. Buy it now is something I suggest that you always do, because you know what you want for it and you're going to get that value. So buy it now and then let customer make a best offer, because I find that it sells a little bit faster. Okay. Free shipping. Well, is it a good idea or not? Well, that depends on different scenarios. So if it's a high-end item and I'm selling, let's say for an example, a PS4, and I'm selling it for, let's say, $300 or $400, and I bought it for, and this is where it comes down to, what is the cost of that you bought something compared to your profit? I don't like to offer free shipping unless I know I'm gonna make money on top of that. So I bought the PS4 for, let's say, $20, and I'm selling it for $400. Take away your 10% of eBay fees and your percentage of fees on PayPal. You do that math, and is free shipping worth it? For me, it is. I do the free shipping. I'm happy if I make a $300 profit. If you feel like you want to make a $400 profit, you don't do free shipping. I never do free shipping when it's an item that's a low cost, so that I'm not going to make profit, because you got to be careful. So if you're trying to sell this remote, for example, and you bought it for $3.99 and you do free ship, and the shipping costs you, remember Canada Post, a certain weight, you're going to cost $10 and you sold it for $20, where's your profit? Be careful on your profit. You got to make sure you don't get hit, okay? Learn to package and ship your items properly. So what I do is, when it comes to items, I've been packing them in boxes and then wrapping them up in bubble wrap, and I find that it's becoming a lot of work. So what I do is this. Here's a tip that I give you. Find your box for your item, okay? Weigh your item. So if it's let's say PlayStation 2, weigh your item. Weigh the item and the box you're going to use. So put the item on top of your scale and put your box on top of the scale. So now you know the weight of the box and the item. Now, measure your box and add a little bit of distance on both sides. So if it's 16 length, do 18 length. If it's 10 width, do a 12 width. If it's 6 height, do a 7 or an 8 height, so that you can compensate for your bubble wrap, for your packing peanuts, or anything that you're packing. And then your weight, if you weigh it and it's 4 pounds, do 5 pounds, okay? You can always, if you feel like you're the customer, you want to help the customer and you feel like, you know what, I charge them 5 pounds, you can always refund them the difference if you want, if you're really that worried. But again, you don't want to get burned on shipping, okay? Offering returns. Now, on some items, I do offer returns, but not on all items, because sometimes it gets difficult. I am a part-time reseller. If I was full-time, I think I would really consider offering refunds, a 30-day. It actually helps with your listings on eBay. The algorithm, something with that actually helps you. If you offer shipping and you offer free shipping and you offer a fair return policy, then they put you up on the higher end of eBay. Once I get to a selling bracket that I'm happy with, where I'm making a lot of money and I do go full time, I think I'm going to offer free returns. So return policy. Just keep in mind, no matter what, eBay offers a guaranteed return policy kind of thing. So if something's damaged, they're going to get their money back anyways, the customer. So sometimes it's good to offer a return, but if you're honest and something that's working and you've tested and you know it's working, at this point, I'm not offering returns. There are some items I do. For example, some shoes that I sell, I offer returns, because at the end of the day, you try on a pair of shoes you don't like and you can return them. I have them paying for shipping. At some point, it will be free shipping. Okay, so return policy, you gotta weigh the pros and cons. Okay, so in summary, you're trying to make extra cash, and that's your ultimate goal. So to bring it all together, okay, and I'm trying to keep this thing short and sweet. I know we're into like the 13 or 14 minute, but to break it off in the end here. So for me, it's to make extra cash, and my goal is to do this full time, where I'm giving you guys tips and tricks on YouTube, and I'm on TikTok, and where I'm selling stuff, and I make this into a full-time gig where I can quit my full-time job, and just do this every day, selling stuff, giving you guys videos, and learning from each other. So that's the ultimate goal. Now, what's your ultimate goal? Are you getting in here to make a little bit of a side hustle money, or are you getting in here to make it a full-time living? That's something you have to decide. But my suggestion is, or my tip is, start slow. Build your way up to making that money. So now you're comfortable where you can say, you know what, I'm going to leave my job and make it a full-time gig. Don't just quit and just quit your job. That's not the way of doing things. So remember, you can do anything you want to do. You just got to put your mind to it. So people say there's not enough time during the day. So right now it's 10 o'clock at night. So I get home around 6 o'clock, and I got a family. I go out, I do what I have to do. and then I come back here at like 9 and I try to work until like 11 or 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And there's those extra hours in the day. There's always time you can find to do things. So I go there and I list until I list as many things as I can so that I can sell more things, so that my ultimate goal is to do this full time. So you can do anything you want to do. Just put your mind to it. Okay, so those are the tips that I got for this Thursday. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Again, make sure you hit that notification bell. I do make a video every Thursday. Hit the like button and subscribe. And thanks for watching.